Let me get this situated first. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm a little loud, so. So thank you all for coming out tonight. I want to take a moment and celebrate the absolute gorgeousness of the scene behind us, right? I am a nature poet largely, but I write about nature through the lens of LGBTQ plus perspectives. And right now, we are currently in a climate crisis. It's something that I write at length about. And over the past few weeks, there's been a lot of news reports and conversations about the sheer gravity of the way things are right now. And this first poem from my first collection, Carbon Footprint, is titled Lithosphere, which is like the top layer of the Earth's crust. A little nerdy, but bear with me. I love geology, if that did not be apparent for you. All right, lithosphere. An eggshell somehow holds the weight of 7 billion people as they carry on unconscious of cracks that spread like veins. Abyssal arteries have lost their magnetic heft, and half-coagulated rifts slow production, weary of repairing this hell. Latitude lines define topographic pressure points: Chernobyl, Bikini Atoll, Fukushima, 3 Mile. Plastic flotillas are soulless warships on an ocean swell where sealed bottles carry notes that say, soon the earth will get well. That's the first one. So this next piece from my first collection is a piece that has an interesting origin. So about a couple of years ago during the pandemic, which was, rough for a lot of people, I went back to my hometown and I ended up staying the weekend with my parents, and I slept in my childhood bedroom for the first time in like 5 or 6 years. It was very, very surreal. And I remember rifling through my closet, which was cluttered with a lot of junk, as one might imagine. My parents never threw my stuff away. And I couldn't stop thinking about how for LGBTQ plus people, the closet has this very deep meaning, this metaphorical significance to all of us. And I really thought about the person I was then versus the person I am now, and I decided to write a poem about it. So this piece is titled My Closet is a Reliquary. The closet door has fallen from its track and sits, leaned against the dented drywall like a discarded portcullis too weathered to keep me. Behind box-stacked skyscrapers, yellowed wallpaper peels, and the crayon mural robs floral print of its optic illusion, like a political graffiti with elementary verve. The shelves still dip under collections of unread religious texts, and the bloated plastic drawers refuse to budge from their cheap retail compartments as each paper-filled basin brims. The air is linen stale, and the glued constellations on my ceiling still keep this room lit, while the tired July sun slips beneath the tree line, lengthening each shadow across the brown shag carpet. These years later, I keep the closet door off its track because it's powerless, a prison-made museum, a memorialized womb left open since I left for college after a second birth. Now, my closet has lost its echo, and each stored memory maps a misshapen journey. So let these paper roadways return to nature, become overgrown, because this cluttered closet is a reliquary, a room for storage, unable to keep me. So this next piece is from my second collection, which I call my gothy child collection, because it's a lot darker. And I wrote a series of poems throughout this called Queer Confessions. I wrote it during the pandemic, so I was having an existential crisis, and they resulted from that. So I wrote this piece after I got in an argument with a friend and lost that friend over politics, as many can probably relate to, and it all surrounded marriage equality. So, Queer Confession number 7. Few fathom how we dreamed, how our teenage summers were spent calculating compatibility with straight boy crushes, crafting domestic scenarios where we lived the lives of our friends who were voted most popular, voted best couple, destined to sway through smoky high school gymnasiums as prom royalty. Few fathom how we dreamed, how we doodled our names next to theirs in sad diaries hidden from parental eyes, how we filled our vacancies with heroic Prince Charmings, kingly Aragorns, or anime heartthrobs, because each trail of dream crumbs kept our heads above water, kept us breathing. Few fathom how we dreamed, how we smiled our way through each friend's wedding, wondering if our turn was in the cards, or if we should marry our careers for the security of belonging, because each mounting rejection filled our interiors with a cement, keeping us grounded to the reality we always knew. Few fathom how we dreamed, how we secretly wondered if each friend's setup, blind date, or hookup might lead to the one. Like the ending to every romantic comedy we had attended as the fifth wheel, carefully playing our role as the sarcastic comic, staving the craving for connection. Few fathom how we dreamed, how our roaring 20s were spent playing catch-up, a frantic mania deepened with each wedding invitation, baby shower announcement, and house closing, while we still linger in our one-room studios and lay our dreams to rest like saints. Few fathom how we dreamed, how we survived our marriages to material, to careers, how we continue to quake in flickering, half-filled bars to chase our original highs, because the dreams we've placed in museums have worked into mausoleums, a resolve to honor the youth we've laid to rest. Few fathom how we dreamed, how long it's taken to gather ourselves, to celebrate the way our broken pieces shine, despite the way these pressure cracks spider across the edges of our eyes, a line for each smile we've stapled as a mask to mask our lack of mask. Few fathom how we dreamed, how surprised we became when we found someone, how basking in the glow of their smiling eyes filled our plutonium interiors with the warmth of sun, how when we dance for the first time in the quiet of our bedrooms, we pretend to sway at the prom we should have had, that we deserved. And few fathom how we dreamed, how we'll travel any length to find each other, because no distance compares to the parsecs of shame we navigate, isolation in an interstellar vacuum. Don't worry, I'm going to end on something a little bit uplifting. How many of you are looking forward to the autumn season? It's my favorite season, mostly because it cools down and I can finally exist at my prime self. But my latest collection, Casting Seeds, this collection is a dedication to my grandmother, who inspired my love of nature. And this poem is essentially a love letter to the season autumn. All right. It's titled, "The Apples Are Ripening." Summer's heat still clings to dampened leaves on slumped limbs. The wasps are slow, drunk, hovering between soft rinds left behind from hungry moths. The lawn still harbors sunken circles where we laid, where we fell asleep after a long bout of tag before the cousins went home. The orchard still waits for us to play hide and seek. The wooden barn creaks in the stagnant, sticky heat as the days become tired. Some days in late summers, I still linger just a while, sit to watch as red spreads across apple faces until they grow too heavy. The grass still cushions this body as wonder drains from aching veins, as my trunk grows frost-hardened to survive dying one more time. Thank you.